Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. And as we take part of the journey together, we always want to bring people who are kind of on the cutting edge of doing things and making it a progressive world that we live in for people with disabilities, with challenges, with autism. And I'm so glad to introduce my guests today, Jennifer Conforti and Jacque Thornton with Two Sparrows Village. Hi, ladies.
Hello. Good.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, welcome to the show. So I want to get started. Jennifer, you got a story to tell. And I think that if you can tell it to us really quick, it's going to lead into what you're really doing today that's making a difference. So go ahead. The floor is yours, girl.
Well, there's nothing really quick with me. So I will do my best. Everything is a story. And it just seems like... thankfully, God has had his hand in everything that we've been able to accomplish in the last almost 6 years now. So it was January of 2017. It was a cold Saturday morning. I woke up and I very clearly heard a voice in my head that said, "You need to build a community for adults with disabilities." And I was like,
I love that.
What? I'm just waking up and my eyes are opening to these words. And I instantly said, "What are you talking about?" I knew who it was. I knew it was the Holy Spirit, but I argue with him a lot, which I shouldn't do, but I do. But I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know how to build a community for adults with disabilities. I don't even know why you're asking me to do this. And I heard very clearly, yes, but you know people who do. And so, I immediately thought of that night. I happened to be going to this huge gala event down here in Fayette County.
Because let's stop for a second. Jennifer's other job is she's the founder and publisher of Fayette County Lifestyle, which, by the way, holler to Fayette County peeps. That's where I grew up.
Yay! I love Fayette County. I love it down here. So, yes, Fayette County Lifestyle is the job that makes money.
Another brainchild.
Another brainchild. No, I publish it, but I don't own the company, so I'm a franchise.
Okay.
I own my company, but I'm a franchise of the bigger brand. But anyhow, but the nonprofit was definitely. It wasn't even. People say, "Isn't it great to see your dream come true?" And I'm like, well, it wasn't my dream. It never was. But it was the Lord's plan, and so. I just had to say yes and say, okay, now what? If you're telling me to do this. So I go to this Pinewood Gala that night and I thought there's billions of dollars in this room. I'm just going to start talking. So I did. I just talked to everybody and what do you think? And could we do something like this down here? And they all said yes. And then through a series of events, built our board of directors and came up with the name Two Sparrows Village and then got to meet Jacque, who joined our board not long thereafter, founding the nonprofit. And so then over the years, Jacque grew into, because of her vast, incredible knowledge with the affordable housing space in the senior community, which is extremely parallel to what we're doing with the IDD community, which is intellectual and developmental disabilities. So that's what IDD stands for, in case I ever say that again. But so I got to meet Jacque, and then a couple years ago, it turned out perfectly that she was needing to make a change, and so she moved into the role of executive director here, which is exactly where we needed her to be. So God provides when you need it. So.
You were asked many years ago to go, was it in front of the Georgia legislation or was it on Capitol Hill to fight for CBD and THC, correct?
I was asked in 2016 to testify at the state committee hearing that year. So I was at the Georgia Capitol in Atlanta.
At the Georgia Capitol.
And the representative that was writing all of the bills for legalization of medical cannabis, whole plant cannabis, not just CBD, but every element of the cannabis plant to be legalized here, was trying to get autism added to the list of qualifying conditions. And I had been breaking the law for a good couple of years before that because, but I never really came out of the canna closet, I call it. I never really told anybody about it until I just felt like I needed to go and meet Alan Peake at the Capitol, which I did. And I told him my story. And he said, he asked me if I'd be willing to share that testimony in public, which about gave me a panic attack. I was like, what? You mean you want me to tell people that I'm breaking the law? You know, it's so silly to think that a plant could be against the law, but apparently it is. But anyhow,
For years it wasn't, and we are one of the states that are kind of a little less progressive and forward
unfortunate.
thinking, but we'll
We'll
get
get
there
there.
we'll get there because quite honestly, marijuana, THC, CBD, there's so many medicinal qualities about it that we would be foolish not to look into that. And it's a source of revenue for the state, and it can be much like the lottery. I know out in like Colorado, it helps to fund schools and things like that. But I
Yeah.
digress. There's reasons between why you are being called to do what you've done in the past at the state level and how you're turning that into a real opportunity for young adults who have disabilities. So, Jennifer, explain to me a little bit about what Two Sparrows Village is. And from what I understand, I saw like cottages. Are these on a senior living community center?
Yeah, well, currently we have one cottage open with 4 suites, and it is full, and we've got a waiting list of, I don't know, a couple dozen people, I think, right now, and gaining more all the time. So we need more space, we need more donations, we need more grant dollars, and we're working on all of that. But the cottage right now is on the property of Christian City, which is actually in Union City, just across the border into Fulton County from Fayette County. But we knew from the beginning that we wanted to have a community within a community. We didn't want to put, a bunch of houses or apartments on 20 acres 40 miles away from the nearest whatever and put a fence around it. That's not what we want for our children. We want our children to be as included as they possibly can with another already established community. And for us, the model of building these cottages within an already existing senior living community made complete and total sense. No brainer. They've already got the infrastructure. They already know how to work with
And have patience.
right. They already have patience. Quite frankly, the residents love the elderly and the elderly love our residents, which is really cool. It just works out. It's very synergistic. And on top of that, now our residents have the opportunity truly to age in place. They never have to go anywhere else. They don't have to leave when they're 55 or 60 or 65 and go to a different community. They are there. And what better way could we give parents with children like ours a peace of mind? That's peace of mind.
So these young adults, they are sick of living at home and or something happened to their parents and they have no choice but to find an alternate kind of way of life now. And so they come to Two Sparrows. They get their own room. They get their own bathroom. Do they get a small kitchenette, or is it a communal kitchen where they all kind of cook together at the end of the day?
Well, the current model has both. So the current model has a small kitchenette in their rooms. It's actually a suite. It's a living room.
Okay.
Walk-through galley-style bathroom with barn doors on each side. They're absolutely beautiful. A bedroom area, which is plenty big. It's as big as any room in my house. And then a small kitchenette, which has a refrigerator, and you can have space for a microwave, and there's plenty of cabinet space. And then there's a big, beautiful chef's kitchen in the main area of the home, the common area. So they have both.
And Jacque, do they have someone living kind of like I want to say like a den mom or somebody living on site with them, just in case they need extra support?
Indeed. We have a concierge that lives in the community with them on the property 24/7. So there's a weekend person as well as your regular Monday through Friday person.
Now, Jennifer, let's talk about cost, because I know for parents, they're thinking, that's the first thing that I'm thinking is, well, okay, how much is this going to cost me every month? And a lot of people, let's say that have MID, IDD, they're on some sort of Medicaid or government funded, something where can that money be used towards living there?
When we did our research prior to opening, the average right now is about $3,500 a month out of pocket. So most places that are out there that are providing housing or residential services for our population are not taking waiver funds, or if they are, it's minimal. It might be Social Security up to $700 a month or something like that, that residents can use toward their tuition or their fees. But what we wanted to do was do our absolute best to right off the bat make it as affordable as possible. So, and then try and gain the use of waiver dollars, Medicaid, Social Security on top of already making it affordable. So this first model, we were actually able to work out at a $1,500 a month rate.
Where can you get a room for that with a suite for that?
So this is the great thing about Jacque Thornton. I don't have to know anything. I just say call Jacque because I don't have a clue. My daughter is 11, and my daughter has a congenital brain defect and autism as well. She's nonverbal, and so she's on the severe end of the spectrum. So we are building toward having a place for somebody like my daughter as well, and that's important. We can jump back to that in a minute. But Jacque, if you want to talk about any or add anything to the waiver dollars or how we're able to leverage that.
So the way the waiver works is that you really can only use it for healthcare, right? So because we are a model that has long-term supports as well as housing, about $205 of the $1,500 have a waiver. Yourself.
We seem to be having a difficulty with Jackie's feed as we try to get her feed back up and running. Jennifer, let's you and I move on and talk about money. So it's $1,500, and we know that oftentimes people with IDD, they are working, they're hardworking people, and they typically find them at Publix or Kroger, and they're making a decent wage, which keeping it affordable for them at that point seems like a no-brainer and the right thing to do, because not only is it the $1,500 to live there, but then they have to provide their own food, correct? So really at the end of the day, they're probably walking around with just like petty cash to get them through for fun stuff, right?
I mean, I think that just depends on what they're able to do for work. I know that all of our residents have been interviewing and offered jobs on the property. So that's kind of exciting. And
on the property, they don't have to go very far for work.
No. So, I think it just depends on what they're able to make. And then I know that their families are able to help as well. So
I'm sitting with Jennifer Conforti, and I love the whole plans of these suites, along with someone there on site to help, just in case they need extra support, or if something scares them, they can go and see some plans for expansion. Now we move into, let's say next year and the year after that. I think that these things could pop up really everywhere. They need to be everywhere there's a senior community. There should be an opportunity for people who are on this journey and families who are on this journey to make that kind of call. What are the plans for expansion?
Right now, we would be happy to drink from a fire hose. So if people started coming to us and want to throw us opportunities, we will take it. I can tell you both Jacque and I want to see our model become a replicable, scalable model so that we can grow outside of the Fayette-Fulton area. We need to. I believe the number now is about 90% of adults with disabilities are living at home with their aging parents. Currently, the stats, according to, from what we can find, there are around 200,000 adults living with autism spectrum disorder just in Georgia, and I don't know where they go. The need is so great that, but what we really need an angel or a corporate donor to come alongside and say, this is how we're going to help you fund these projects all over the country. It has to go nationwide, if not worldwide. My big, hairy, audacious goal, I say this a lot, is to have a Two Sparrows Village within 200 miles of every major city, but it needs to go even more than that. So yeah, the plan for expansion right now for next year, if you want like a short-term deal, we're in discussions about land acquisition. We're in discussions about the potential to renovate other buildings on the property and or complete or start to build some of their unused acreage and be a part of that as well. So can't really get into the details on that, but we're in the works of discussing more opportunities at Christian City.
It must keep happening. Jennifer Conforti with Two Sparrows Village, the founder, Jacque Thornton, the executive director for Two Sparrows Village. This is a wonderful community. If you take the time to look at the website, what is that website, by the way?
It's twosparrowsvillage.org, TWO, spell out the two, sparrowsvillage.org.
If you take the time and you look at the pictures, read the mission, there's opportunities to donate. There's opportunities to get involved with this great, I don't like to call it a business because I think it's like a service organization. It's like really helping families of aging parents. There will be one day where, I will be too old to take care of Lyric. And of course, he will be way far advanced then as an adult. He won't maybe need me, but to know that there will be places like this scattered throughout the country, it really has to give parents who have children that are more severe on the spectrum or with IDD an opportunity to go to, and the fact to keep it affordable. That's what really I think all parents really want to hear.
Yeah, and it's what we need. So just so you know, we have our new or our big fundraiser coming up in November. It's called our Two Sparrows Village Bird Bash 22. And this is our big event for the year. It's happening at the town at Trilith, right across the street from the Trilith Studios in Fayetteville. So super excited about that. Thursday, November 17th at 6:30. All of the information will be online on our website this week, twosparrowsvillage.org. You can purchase tickets. You can look at all of our sponsorship opportunities. We are having a winemaker come from California to provide all of the wine. And so it's going to be a fancy schmancy, awesome affair.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, I don't want to miss this one, and I'm not really throwing it anymore. We've got an awesome event planner working on it, but it's going to be a really neat event. So hope you all can make it.
That sounds so much fun, and it sounds like all of that money will go back into finding more property. Absolutely. And helping expand Two Sparrows Village into the next generation of cottages and suites and other senior communities. I just love this idea. I taking a walk on the website and going through all of the pictures, I felt kind of like I was there. And I can only imagine being boots on the ground, how wonderful it must make the young adults feel and how wonderful it makes the seniors feel, too, that they have new companionship in a younger generation that is into technology and could teach them how to work their iPhones and so they can FaceTime with their kids or their grandkids.
That's cute. I love it. I'm sure it's already happened. I'm sure it's happened a lot. The other thing I didn't even mention was we're also starting a day program.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about that.
We will have day service opportunities. We are already running a community access program, and folks can sign up for that if you email Jacque at twosparrowsvillage.org. It's JACQUE at twosparrowsvillage.org. But that they can find out more information about that. But our day service program, we're currently in the licensure process, and so hopefully we'll get that soon.
What will that kind of look like?
Well, if parents don't want their child to be a resident, they can still come and experience all of the things that we have for our residents during the day. I think the hours, Jacque, correct me if I'm wrong, are 9 to 3 every day? 8 to 3?
8:30 to 4.
Oh, 8:30. Okay.
Yeah.
8:30. 8:30 to 4. Sorry. Technical problems with Jackie's microphone. Sorry, folks. But anyhow, and so, if you look on the website, I believe our calendar is on the website, right, Jacque? Yeah. So, anybody can see what our residents are up to on a daily basis, or our community access program kids are doing. And we've got them very busy. So it would be a place where you could bring your son or daughter at 8:30 in the morning, and they will be with us all day until 4 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And yeah. Yes, get them out of the house, get them working. Yeah.
Jennifer Conforti and Jacque Thornton from Two Sparrows Village, I thank you so much for being on the show. One more time, how can people get in touch, especially with the gala coming up? What website do they need to go to for tickets?
It's twosparrowsvillage.org, TWO, sparrows, plural, village.org.
Can they also find you on socials?
Yeah, we're on Instagram or Facebook, and it's all just type in Two Sparrows Village and you'll find us.
And give them a big thumbs up today.
Yeah, we love it. Like us.
Wonderful. Well, again, thank you, ladies, so much for coming on Life with the Spectrum. As we continue to take this journey, we are going to continue to spotlight movers and shakers that are making a difference in the world, not just with autism, but really all disabilities, all challenges, and it's all inclusive. That's what's great about this community. Nobody ever asked to be in it, but once you're in it, everybody is more than welcoming and can share their knowledge, and that's what these programs are all about. So again, to you, two ladies, moving and shaken, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gina. Thanks for everything.
And until next time, we live life with the spectrum. See ya.